Okay. What's going on out there, YouTube? This is SEL0320 representing JVS. This is my review for episode 16 of The Walking Dead, season 8, Wrath. My instant thought. I think that the episode as a whole was a beautiful nod and a tip for Chandler Riggs' Carl. I think that it was a beautiful send-off, ultimately. The episode itself paid homage to events that did actually happen in the comics. The comics line up with this episode in terms of the Negan side of things. And I was thinking that they weren't going to go that route, which I was really worried about, but thankfully, you know, they did what they did as far as the Negan thing with that. And I thought that they did that perfectly, especially with Jeffrey D. Morgan and Andrew Lincoln, in that one moment in that scene where you're like looking like, man, Rick is about to cave in, he's begging for his life, and then he does what he does, and then it's like, what happens here? And to see Maggie and her reaction to that, I was just like, this is not going to fare well. I even had a conversation with Jarrell earlier. We're going to have a discussion really soon about the ramifications of the fact that Daryl was not going to be on board with Rick's decision in regards to Negan. I'm trying to be as non-spoiler as possible, but hopefully you already seen the episode. But I knew that, you know, first off, Daryl blames himself for Abraham and Glenn's death just because he fought back at Negan. Negan decided, oh, I'm going to kill him. And even Negan alluded to, oh, well, I didn't just do any, meeny, miny, mo. No, I picked who I specifically wanted to kill, which made it even more terrible that he handpicked these people to actually kill. The other thing that was crazy was like Maggie's revolt, ultimately. I was like, y'all are really about to do this. The weird thing that I don't think, one person I can't believe is on board with that is Paul or Jesus. Like, that doesn't make sense to me. Like, out of all the people, I would have thought maybe Tara or maybe Carol, you know, but nah. I would have liked to see a little bit more with Carol in this episode as far as an action standpoint. Do something with her and do something with Ezekiel. Ezekiel's turn with this episode is not lined up with the comics at all, which is fine, I guess. But I guess the nitpicks that I have with the episode is that the war, which has kind of technically been going on ever since Rick decided I want to fight back since season 7, is lost its flair. Like, I was hoping for a legit standoff, not like a one-sided fight, because I was thinking, okay, most people, yeah, they would misfire, but, you know, some people wouldn't misfire. Some people would be able to... I legit thought it was going to be some major deaths in this episode, and there was ultimately none. There was no deaths in this episode. So I felt like that was a missed opportunity. They could have laid a really interesting groundwork for an episode. That's not to say that this episode wasn't beautiful, but I think it could have been so much more impactful and more, you know, real, like if something catastrophic would have happened in between the Firefly, you know what I'm saying? Now, it was a huge surprise. Like, I don't know what to think about Eugene anymore. I don't know what to think about Father Gabriel, because I mean, both of those characters, I was like, yo, what are they doing? You know what I'm saying? Both of them. And, you know, I liked the turn that Father Gabriel had. I liked, you know, what Eugene did. I love what, you know, happened with Dwight ultimately, especially with the Dwight situation. But it's kind of like, where do we go from here? You know what I'm saying? Like, there's no allusions to any of the people that are going to come against them. It's really just this big old horde of walkers that I don't know what they're going to deal with. But it's like, what is the real enemy coming up in season 9? So, I mean, I think, honestly, they could have just ended the whole series on this episode. I think that's the problem with the episode. Like, there's nothing fundamentally grounded to keep me going, like, I gotta see the next episode, the first season of season 9. I think that's the only thing that is amiss in this episode, in my personal opinion. There wasn't enough groundwork to capitalize on maybe deaths or pool or something to allude to, like, how is this gonna go moving forward. There's a lot of promises that we got. Of course, now you got the group that is feels their way about what Rick's decision was. But ultimately, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, let me know what you guys think about this review. Let me know what you guys think about the actual episode yourself. If you enjoyed it and loved it, that's fine. I think that it could have been a lot meatier, a lot better. It was very beautiful, a good send-off to Chandler Riggs Carl. Even with, Rick's ideals and him as a person, him with his difference between him and Morgan, like making the real decision of where he wants to be, what kind of man he wants to be. But was it a great season finale episode? I don't know. Anyway, we're going to be talking about this more in our discussion. Keep it locked. JVS Stop. Peace, guys.